and welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get into the weekly reading for the sign of Aquarius. Before we do that, let me just remind you all I'm giving away the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Deck and Guidebook box set. In order to be eligible for that, all you have to do is be subscribed, leave me a comment somewhere on any video letting me know you're interested in the drawing and you're in. All right, guys? So I'm wishing you all safety, happiness, peace, and blessings at this very difficult time that everyone is going through. And I'm just going to get right into pulling out your romance angel messages, all right? My lovely Aquarius. All right. If I didn't mention it before, this video is for Aquarius, March 22nd to the 29th. We have straight out, you deserve love. So this is a recurring card for a lot of the readings for you cross watchers. Flirt. Some of you are going to be flirting this week. Nice. This will be a nice respite. And engagement. Interesting. A lot of you have gotten that card, engagement, this week. I think it just came out for Capricorn as well. Very interesting. So those are your romance angel messages. So now we're going to pull out your Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Deck cards. And these animal spirits are kind of, they can represent you or others or energies coming into you. Right? So just take it as they resonate for you. And, you know, a lot of times they can also indicate stages in your life that you're coming into. So let's see, the camel. Very self-reliant and resourceful. Very strong animal spirit, right? The camel is one of these, one of the highest animal spirits for self-reliance, self-resourcefulness, and independence, right? Not really needing to rely on anyone else. The crocodile. Wow, Aquarius. Water energy. We have fire here for the camel and water here for the crocodile. The crocodile is really an interesting animal spirit that comes up quite rarely for my readings. And the bee. More air energy. So, fire, water, and air. All right. Before we get into your spread here, let's take a look at the camel. So the camel, right, with all animal spirits, this is why I love this deck also. With all the animal spirits, you always will see the alchemical symbol at the top of the card, which will tell you what element it's associated with, and that is the symbol for fire. So camels are associated with a fire. And with animal spirits, we look at how they behave in the wild to understand the spirit of the animal. What do camels do? They go through long, long stretches of the desert, of heat, right? Arid conditions with very little assistance from nature or anything else or even anyone else, right? They have to only depend on themselves. When they require nourishment, they go within, they tap their reserves. And so this is the spirit of the camel coming into your life. This is a fiery spirit, Aquarius, of a high level of independence and self-reliance. This is the survivor. Right? This is absolutely the card for the survivor. And also one of the things about the camel is that there is definitely a spiritual, intuitional component here, right? Because most of the time when you see camels actually moving, it's at nighttime, right? When it's cool. During the daytime, a lot of camels will be, you know, conserving their energy. And so this is why we have the crescent moon here as well. The camel really does rely on a lot of intuition as well to guide it. The other thing, one of the other things that's really good about the camel energy is that if you're dealing with somebody who's very angry or irritable or heated, you know, sort of tapping into the spirit of the camel is a good energy, you know, because the camel will remain calm in the face of anger. You know, that whole calmness that the camel emits during these difficult times, during times of heat. So this can also indicate, like, you know, energies when you're having, you may be having energies with certain people that are very heated, arguments, right? And remaining calm through those arguments, right, is also the spirit of the camel coming in. And you can invoke that. If you're already resonating with that and you're dealing with people like that, you can invoke that spirit, right? of calmness when you think about, when you focus on these energies or meditate on these energies. Now, the crocodile is associated with water, and the crocodile is a very interesting animal spirit that really comes up very, very rarely, at least for my readings. The crocodile is the spirit of just watching and waiting, conserving your energy, right? Watching the situation unfold and planning, not even so much planning because you kind of know what you're going to do, but waiting for the absolute perfect moment, right? Biding your time. And this is not a lazy time. You're also at the same time gathering your energy, right? You are clearing your head, clearing your thoughts, clearing your emotions. You're calm. You know, this isn't just sitting and waiting. This is an active waiting. This is a conscientious and intentional waiting. It's almost like you're almost in a way coiled, ready to pounce, but a crocodile doesn't really do that. Crocodile is just, you know, again, we look at the nature of a crocodile and the way he behaves, and he or she behaves in the wild, right? Crocodiles are just absolutely still. It's not even like you can sense them tensing. They just simply are still, and they watch and they wait. But when they're ready to make their move, they make it with absolute precision and quickness and surety, right? And it really is, it's a timing energy, right? And it's certainly a strength energy because it's a water energy. So we're talking about an emotional strength we have here to not give in to your emotions, right? To remain sort of calm and steady and to continue to watch something unfold or to play out in front of you until you're ready, and not to allow certain emotions to be triggered either. So it's this calm patience as well that's associated with the crocodile. And the bee. I love the bee. The bee does show up a lot for my readings, and the bee is, of course, air energy. And here we're talking about the spirit of someone who's very industrious, very sort of active in coming up with solutions. This is sort of the person who is, always working to help everyone else out. The bee is the great democrat. This animal spirit is associated with the sort of ideals of a democracy, right? Because the bee lives in the colony. So this idea of everyone being valuable and having a vote, etc., like that, is part of the ethos and energy of a bee. So this is the type of person who's always going to make sure that everyone's doing okay, right? This is the person in the social group that may even deal with or handle, like, arguments or mediate between friends, because this is the friend who is always going to see everybody's point of view, right? It's a nice energy though. It's not like irritating. It's nice. It's done in such a very creative way, and it's certainly there to be very helpful, right? It's not that they're unwilling to have a position, but it's like they encourage everyone to be heard and things like that. The bee is also someone that is really going to be a friend and a hard worker, right? So you may be resonating with this. You may be that person, or you may have people like that in your life, right? You may have people telling you that, you Aquarius, you may have friends always telling you, look, thank you for what you do. You're such a help, because when you are a help to your friends, generally, if you have decent, healthy friendships, your friends are going to tell you that also, right? And you should, when that happens, you shouldn't shy away from that. I think a lot of people have learned or either been taught not to take a compliment, or not to take, good vibes when they come your way. When good vibes come your way, take it. And a lot of times, bee energy people, their friends will let them know how much they appreciate them because they're such a delight to be around. All right, guys, I'm going to pull out your spread for the week. All right, we're going to see what Aquarius might be going through. 3 different spreads. They're all intentionally designed to be sort of for separate individuals, right? So for different Aquarius out there. 9 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Wow, 2 9s and a 4. Interesting. So 9s are always associated a little bit with hermit energy. And it's interesting that because if there were a hermited card in the animal spirit deck, it would be the camel, right? The camel would be resonating with a strong hermit energy. And this is interesting. So 9 of Cups, you're very happy coming into the week. You're very blessed about the relationships you have. You're thankful for what you have, right? 9 of Cups is the card for general satisfaction, happiness, blessings, feeling blessed. But like I said, there's an essence of the hermit there. And with the Nine of Cups, you can see this person is sitting alone, right? You can see his posture is a little bit sort of isolated, right? The cups are behind him. And the one thing that eludes the person resonating with this energy, they may be quite happy, but they still don't have that deep, deep love connection that would take them up to a Ten of Cups, right? And this is one of the things we always see every, image of the individual and the Nine of Cups always being alone, no matter how rewarding the nines generally are. Well, certainly with the Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles, because we see the same thing here with the Nine of Pentacles. This is someone who's very independent and very sort of ambitious. However, during the week you come in, nevertheless, you're happy. But during the week, you come in and you have these certain events, experiences, or meetings that sort of resonate in such a way where you're kind of, somebody's coming into you, or running into someone who's coming into you, or there's someone who's wanting to reach out to you. Maybe it's a family member or a friend. It could be even an ex-lover. But the Four of Cups is a situation where somebody reaches out to you and you don't want anything to do with it. Right? And so it's really down to the interpretation of your situation. Sometimes it's good to not take that cup because you're getting handed something from someone who's not really who hasn't necessarily proven to be worth you accepting their cup. Sometimes when we're talking about relationships, you have to give people time to show you who they are, right? To prove who they are. And it is sometimes when you're unsure of that, or when somebody's offering you a cup of love, but they're not really, showing any signs of what you're really going to get with that. There's no evidence of any kind of real grounded love coming with that, an idea of how they're going to interact with you. Are they going to respect you? Are they going to talk to you? Are they going to be affectionate? All of these things. Are they going to be loyal? Sometimes we accept cups too quickly before we've really seen somebody's true character, right? Their true moral fiber. And then we find ourselves hooked up with somebody who's really like awful, toxic, and it's like, yeah, but did you even know that they weren't going to be like that before you hooked up? And so Four of Cups is that energy of saying, no, I'm not quite ready to take that cup. However, sometimes it can also be that people are coming into you, offering you a cup of love that you just don't want their help. And this could be sometimes like a family member, or a friend, and they may trying to be offering you help, but you just don't want their help. You may be needing it, but you don't want it. So it really depends on your situation. It's interesting here to me. I feel like for you, it's like you don't really need this, right? Whatever this offer is, you don't really need it. And for you, I feel like you're doing it in an effort to maintain your stability because you round the week off with a Nine of Pentacles. A Nine of Pentacles is a place of abundance and financial stability and rewards. It's a very successful place, and so you land on your feet. Despite the fact that you don't accept this offer of assistance. So it's an interesting kind of dynamic that happens. It's like you tell somebody, look, I don't need you. And you round off the week really much proving that too. You really didn't need them because you round off with such a strong pentacle card like the Nine of Pentacles. Very ambitious, somebody who's a Nine of Pentacles. And that may be one of the reasons why you didn't accept this offer here, whatever this offer was. You just don't accept it, right? And it's okay, right? You land exactly where you wanted to land, independent. Again, Nine of Pentacles can also be a feeling of resonating with camel energy. Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Pentacles, and the Moon. Wow. Okay, so some of you come into this week and you're feeling just extremely lucky. You're feeling like, all of a sudden things are happening. The wheel is turning for you, right? You feel like you are, your luck is up, right? It's not even so much a feeling of blessing, but it is a feeling of luck. It's a feeling of things going your way and opportunities coming your way that, that you're quite lucky to have. They feel like they're blessings from the divine. This is what we think about with the Wheel of Fortune because it's the wheel of the universe turning and sort of layering its good luck on you. And this is how you feel right now. So it could be that things are just working out for you at work or in your private life or whatever area of your life where you are right now focused, even if it's a creative thing. It just seems to be working out. However, something happens this week, and I wonder if it's a case of taking up one of these special opportunities. Something happens this week, and you have a Seven of Wands. And Seven of Wands is a feeling of wanting to kind of reevaluate your situation. Suddenly you're feeling a little bit like, well, hang on a second, I'm not sure if I'm happy where I'm at. Now, it could be that the Wheel of Fortune is coming in and you're having to make a decision about what to do. And part of that decision, you're reevaluating where you're at now. But the Seven of Pentacles is definitely that feeling of looking around you and saying, look, I'm not sure if what I've achieved is what I wanted to achieve, right? I'm not sure if it was like, if after all of the hard work, you can see he's clearly been working the garden, right? You can see his hoe there. You can clearly, he's been tending to the garden. You've been putting the work in, but the payback that you're getting, you're starting to realize, is it worth it? Is it worth for all the blood, sweat, and tears I've put in? And it's interesting that you're coming into that energy this week, especially now that you're coming into a period where you're feeling a lot more lucky and a lot more, I want to say, I don't know, a lot more, positive, fated events are happening in your life. So you're feeling like luck is shining its light on you. Certainly fate is with you. And so this is an interesting time. By the end of the week, you're feeling very sort of tested, right? So it could be that you're getting an opportunity come in that makes it feel like it's almost too good to be true. And you're not really sure what to do. Right? This may be it, and part of your decision-making process is trying to reevaluate where you are at now. But by the end of the week, you're certainly going to be still a little bit unsure there, Aquarius. And I think you're going to be resonating with a lot of like emotional feelings that are going to come up. This could be because you are reevaluating a path that you've been on for a very long time. And it may also dredge up emotions and emotional feelings about, this path, because you may have been quite emotionally invested here. And so then now that you're reevaluating it, now that you may even be considering going down a totally different path, maybe a different path that this wheel has offered you, it is causing you a certain amount of emotions here, and just remember the moon is a testing phase, and we all go through it, and sometimes difficult decisions are very emotional, but you just have to be very honest with yourself and certainly tap in to the strength, tap into your strengths and tap into yourself. And, the moon the next card after the moon is the sun. So if you can be strong enough to go through this period and stay true to who you are, you will come out to a place of clarity eventually. Last spread, Judgment, a Knight of Cups, and the Three of Cups. All right, Aquarius. So, Judgment. What can I say? Coming into the week, some of you are feeling like reconciling. There's a situation where you've gone through some experiences recently, and they're really making you feel like you want to reevaluate some of the decisions that you've made in your life. This is the essence of Judgment. It's the card. It's a lot of energies. It's a major arcana card. And so there's so much more to it, but it's essentially an experience, a time in our lives, right? Where, it's the 20 cards, so it's another level of completion, right? So it's a time in our lives where we have had enough experience, right? Where we are now starting to really foster a lot more empathy and compassion. We are changing the way we feel about certain situations. We're changing our judgments, right? We're changing our judgments. We're changing our hypercriticism. We're reevaluating some of our positions, right? And this is a major thing because this is a life experience that changes you, right? This is like, somebody who perhaps, just stops being a meat eater, they suddenly turn into a strict vegetarian, and it's a whole lifestyle change and a theological change for them, and their whole lives are different. Or somebody who changes their whole political positioning, or somebody who changes their whole outlook on a particular lifestyle or a particular portion of society. These are huge changes. Sometimes this can also involve changes in relationships, right? You may have gone through a certain experience that now changes your whole outlook on how you have handled a relationship in the past, right? Or a friendship in the past, right? You may have judged a friendship quite harshly, or a friend quite harshly for something that you've done or that they've done, and now you've kind of walked in their shoes. Maybe you've had a similar experience, and now you start to begin to understand situations from different points of view. And what ends up happening is you seek reconciliation and forgiveness. You forgive yourself for your past decisions and having had maybe now that you are more expansive and broad, and you forgive yourself, right? And with that, you also begin to forgive others. And so this is the essence of Judgment. So it's really a card of forgiveness, actually. And it's a strong card that comes in, and it generally indicates that you're wanting to reconcile with someone, or someone is wanting to reconcile with you. Usually, if this is coming in for you, this is what you're resonating with this week, Aquarius. So this is definitely you wanting to reconcile, I'm going to say, with somebody else. Or certainly feeling open to it, right? You may not make the first move, but you're certainly feeling open to it based on your experiences. Interestingly enough, you come into your week and you are met with a Knight of Cups. So here comes somebody with a cup of love. And I wonder if this person is someone who's wanting to reconcile with you, because this is the energy that you've been resonating with anyway. You may have been calling it into you. And I think that this is part of it. You may have also been just tapping into realizing that this person was going to come back. Or it could just also be that, by the way, this feeling of reconciliation wouldn't have been there if it were not for the experiences you've had. So this is very real. And because this is very real, it could be just one of those kismet things where, now that you've resonated up and really learned a life lesson, in comes exactly what you're calling in. This is the law of attraction. So Knight of Cups comes in with that cup of love. By the end of the week, you are celebrating. Three of Cups is a feeling of bonding and loyalty. This can be bonding and loyalty with friends. Sometimes I see this card interpreted as third-party energy. The three is number for bonding and loyalty. And with the Three of Cups, we see celebration. It's a card of celebration and bonding with like-minded individuals. It's a celebration, and it's a doubling down of commitment to your friends, your family, your people that you consider your brothers and sisters in any way, shape, or form. And so in a lot of ways, I don't know why, a lot of times I see this card kind of interpreted in a negative of third-party energy, but it is anything but that. It is a card of celebration, unity, and loyalty, mind, body, and soul, and a coming together. And it's interesting, by the end of the week, you resonate with that, Aquarius. You are absolutely celebrating, right? So you could be celebrating this reconciliation coming in. It's a pretty straightforward reading. It's a very strong, positive reading all the way through. We have strong cup energy and Judgment. So certainly to some of you are going to be, I'm going to say, going back to maybe even an old lover, right? Because if it's a reconciliation, a Knight of Cups, this is someone I think that's going to be an ex for you, and somehow you're going to come back together. But this is going to come back together in a wholly happy way. It's not like a reconciliation of sort of, hashing it all out and arguing it all out and figuring it all out and figuring out a way to be back together. This is the type of reconciliation that comes together with nothing but, oh, hey, let's just move forward. So happy to see each other. Let's just move forward. Let's celebrate being together. This is not any kind of sort of holding on to the past type of reconciliation. It's a full sort of forgiveness and letting go of everything, because that Judgment card is so strong. And with the celebration card coming in like this, I can't imagine that it would be any other energy but just being happy to be together again. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Your March 22nd to 29th outlook for Aquarius. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to let me know if you're interested in the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Deck and Guidebook. Giving that out March 31st. So all you have to do to be in the running for that is to be subscribed and leave me a comment on my channel letting me know that you are interested. All right, so one more reading to go. Aquarius, after you is Pisces. And for right now, I'm just going to say thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check out your other readings in the description. And the next video up, of course, will be Pisces. And then this weekend, your love readings will begin to be uploaded. But for right now, Aquarius, have a wonderful week. And I'll see you next week for your general weekly outlook. Bye-bye now.